The Ford is in tough shape right now and needs to come back to port.
Lawmakers voicing concerns over an extended deployment for the Ford Carrier Strike Group, while quality of life on the ships is being called into question. Plus, an American among those killed in a shooting off the coast of Cuba. What we're learning about the operation from officials.
Crews are on scene of a house fire in the Ocean View area in Norfolk. I'm Jeremiah Beatty, live on scene with the very latest. It's 8 o'clock and daybreak starts now.
Redistricting efforts in Virginia facing a new legal hurdle. What we know about a new lawsuit filed just hours ago.
Plus, the father of Donovan Lynch continuing to push for justice for his son who was shot by police in 2021. What came out of a citizen's review of the night he died?
And growing concern over the impacts of the jet fuel spill up on the peninsula. What residents and environmental advocates are now saying. It's 6 o'clock and daybreak starts right now. A historic night across Virginia. Abigail Spanberger, elected as the first female governor in the Commonwealth. Her message to Virginians and how Winsome Earl Sears is reflecting on her campaign.
Plus, Jay Jones becomes the first black attorney general and the lieutenant governor seat goes to the first Muslim American. Experts say this signals major political shifts ahead and could reshape next year's midterms. Daybreak starts right now.
Good morning, Daybreakers. A lot to get to this morning. Thanks for waking up with us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Ashley Smith.
And I'm Eugene Daniels. Certainly a packed show today, bringing you the latest election results.
All morning, this year's election in Virginia will go down in history.
Several offices in the Commonwealth are seeing first. Jeremiah Beatty joins us live this morning. Good morning, Jeremiah. Most notably is that race for governor.
Hey there, good morning to you all. Yes, Virginia elected its first female governor. Abigail Spanberger won Virginia's governor's race, defeating Republican Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl Sears by a margin of 57 to 43%. Now, Spanberger hit the campaign trail with a bipartisan position to issues and moderate policies, pulling from her experience representing Virginia's 7th congressional district. In front of all of her supporters, Spanberger says she's excited to get to work.
I know the list of challenges that we are facing is long, but I also know that the only way we're going to solve these problems is by tackling them together. Democrats, Republicans, independents, all of us, because that embodies the message that we sent tonight.
Now her opponent, Earl Sears, spoke at the Greater Richmond Convention Center, thanking supporters and Virginians for showing up to the polls. Before leaving the stage, Earl Sears shared a message of hope and opportunity.
I hope I continue to see you, because you must understand, you have been given the opportunity to choose your government. Be a part of it. And if it's not helping someone who is the candidate, become the candidate yourself.
Now, Spanberger's win flips partisan control and is a pivotal win for Democrats heading into midterm elections next year. I'm Jeremiah Beatty, 13 News Now.
Jeremiah, thank you for that. Also, a historic race for Virginia's next lieutenant governor.
Senator Ghazala Hashmi is making history as the first Muslim woman elected to statewide office in the United States. She beat out opponent Republican John Reed. And here's what she had to say after those votes came in.
Virginia has chosen leadership that lifts up people instead of tearing them down. And together we have proven that in Virginia, a child's name, a family's personal struggles, and a community's identity are not barriers to belonging.
Her opponent, John Reed, spoke shortly after the race had been called. He says he still has hope despite conceding the race.
This is clearly not the outcome that I had hoped for, that we had hoped for, but it's one that I accept with gratitude, humility, and a deep sense of pride in what we all built together over the last year.
Now, Hashmi won the race by more than 300,000 votes. The other top race on the ballot was Virginia's next Attorney General.
That's right, Jay Jones making history as the first black man to hold the office, beating incumbent Jason Miyares, who was the first Hispanic American in the nation elected to hold that seat. Jones says he will use this win to push for unity in the Commonwealth.
We will use tonight as a springboard to reject the politics of divisiveness and division, and we will build a brighter future for every single Virginian. That is our mission. That is our charge.
The race between Jones and Miyares grew tighter as we neared Election Day. In his concession speech, Miyares wished Jones well and said he will continue to stand by Virginia.
And I will never stop believing and working for Virginia, because I've always said that Virginians, you deserve a government as good and as decent as you are, that is civil and fair as the people of our Commonwealth.
Jones won the seat by nearly 250,000 votes.
And we start now with breaking news here in Portsmouth. Crews on the scene of a massive fire.
Okay, we're going to take you to Jemiah Beatty on Court Street. Jemiah, this fire is huge.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm standing here in Court Street in Portsmouth, where there is a large response by Portsmouth Fire and Rescue. I've counted at least 10 fire trucks on scene, and guys, it just seems as they work to put out the blaze, the fire just keeps growing, and you can see they're working now with a ladder truck. They actually brought that in a few minutes ago to tackle this fire. Now, neighbors tell me they watched as the fire trucks just kept rushing in one after another as smoke filled the sky. You can see it there from our tower camera. Residents tell me one of the homeowners was taken to the hospital, but right now officials have not confirmed any injuries, but we're still on scene. You can see they are working around the clock here to battle this blaze, working from the top, working from the bottom. Residents are around standing. So we'll keep following this story, and we'll bring you the latest developments as soon as we can. In Portsmouth, Jemiah Beatty, 13 News Now.
Yeah, still very active.
Yeah,
this morning.
and like you could see that from our tower camera, she said how large that fire is, and I'm sure they're trying to keep it from getting to those other homes and buildings that are nearby as well.
Yeah.
And surely traffic is going to be
Today marks 2 years since the war between Israel and Hamas began. On October 7th, 2023, Hamas led an incursion from Gaza into southern Israel. The move plunged the two sides into war. And since then, more than 67,000 people have died. More than half of them are women and children. A new report from Hamas-run Gaza Ministry of Health says that's the equivalent of 92 people being killed by Israel per day since the war began. Now, of those tens of thousands of people killed, more than 450 have died from starvation as the region struggles to get aid in. And more than 170,000 people have been injured in the 2-year-long war. That's an estimated 48 hostages currently in Hamas's custody. The Israeli military believes only 20 of them are still alive. About 78% of the buildings in Gaza have been damaged or destroyed, about 1,800 damaged in the last month alone. And take a look at some of the images showing some of the devastation across the war-torn region. And we circled some of the areas that we can really see where buildings were just wiped out. These photos taken just weeks apart. So you can see the very dense buildings here, or a photo of that here, and then completely wiped out there in that circle. And the same with these images here as you take a look. Notice this tower here on the left. You can see that very clearly, but then crumbled to the ground in just 10 days. This comes as both sides appear to inch closer to a peace deal to end the hostilities. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has more.